This is Soul Signal, where the soul comes to rest. My name is Patrice. In a moment, a story will begin. You don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to remember it, or carry it, or learn from it. Only let it move through you, the way water moves through open hands. If you've looked in the mirror lately and felt like a stranger is looking back, you are not lost. You are in the middle of becoming someone you haven't met yet. Before the sky, the breath. Place both hands on your belly, divine soul. Feel the warmth there. It is the same warmth it has always been. Through every version of you. Through the version that knew exactly who she was. Through the version that had all the answers. Through the version that performed certainty so consistently that she started to believe the performance. And through this version, the current one, the one in the between, the one who looked in the mirror and felt that half-second pause before recognition arrived. Same warmth all the way through. Let your shoulders fall. You don't have to recognize yourself completely tonight. You don't have to present a coherent self to the dark. You don't have to be any particular version for the next hour except a body that is resting. 3 rounds. Slow. The sky is vast above you. It has held every phase of every moon that has ever existed. It is not concerned about this one. Round 1. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, like drawing breath from open night air. Cool and vast and carrying the particular freedom of a sky that holds all shapes equally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. Let the breath reach the in-between places, the ones that don't have names yet, the ones that are becoming something you can't see clearly from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through soft lips for 8. Let the performance of knowing who you are go downstream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Round 2. Inhale for 4. Gathering yourself from all the phases you have been. The certain one. The settled one. The one in the middle of the closet. This one, right now, in the between. Hold for 7. All of them here. All of them real. All of them you. Exhale for 8. Releasing the requirement to be the same shape you were yesterday. Round 3. Inhale for 4. The moon is always whole. Hold for 7. Trust the phase. Exhale for 8. Let the night sky hold all of it. Now let your breathing return to its own rhythm. the rhythm that doesn't require a consistent identity to keep going. Just breath. Just you. Whatever shape that is tonight. Feel the bed beneath you. The weight of your body, real and present. Not requiring recognition to keep existing. Your jaw can release. Your throat. Your shoulders. They have been holding the continuity performance. They can put it down. Your hips wide and settled. Your hands open. Your feet resting. Above you, though you cannot see it from here, the sky. Vast. Patient. Already holding the shape you are in tonight without needing it to be different. If it feels right, let these words move through you the way moonlight moves through a window. Not asking to be received, just coming in quietly, changing the quality of the room without announcing it. Sacred moon, God of the becoming, Spirit who made the phases and called them all beautiful. Remind me tonight that not recognizing myself is not the same as being lost. Where I have been mourning the version that was more certain, remind me that certainty was a phase, and this is a phase, and the next one is already coming. Where I have been performing continuity for the comfort of people who need me to stay the same. Remind me that I am allowed to change. Where I have been in the between, neither who I was nor yet who I am becoming, remind me that the between has its own light. Tonight I do not ask to arrive. I ask only to trust the phase. And so the moon rises, and so it holds. The sky was hers from horizon to horizon. It had always been. Not by conquest, not by argument, by nature. The way certain things belong to certain presences, not because they claim them, but because they are the only thing that could possibly be right for this particular role. The ocean belongs to the ocean. The earth belongs to the earth. The night sky belongs to the moon. Selene drove. The chariot was old, older than any story told about her, older than the temples, older than the names humans had given her. Silver. In the way that things become silver when they have been touched by moonlight for long enough. Not painted, transformed. She held the reins, the silver cord worn smooth from centuries of the same grip. Not tight, guided. The difference between controlling and steering. You cannot control where the art goes. You can only hold the cord and guide the direction, and trust the horse to pull steadily through whatever phase you are in. The nightmare was extraordinary, not in the dramatic way of creatures that announce their power, in the quieter way of something so ancient and so consistent that its presence feels like a natural law. White. Not the white of new things, the white of things that have been through every possible condition and come out the other side still themselves. White that holds experience. Its mane was silver, not from age, from the moonlight it had moved through for so long that the light had become part of it. It had pulled this chariot through the full moon, through the crescent, through the gibbous phase that nobody's art ever quite captured correctly, through the dark moon when Selene was most invisible and most herself simultaneously. It did not prefer any phase. This was the thing she had learned from the mare that she had not been able to learn from anyone else. The full moon night and the dark moon night required the same pull, the same presence, the same steady movement through the arc. The horse did not slow on the dark nights because the light was less. It did not run faster on the full nights because the world was watching. It simply pulled through everything, with the particular reliability of something that understands the whole arc even when you are only in one part of it. You need something that understands the whole arc, divine soul. When you are in the between, not the full version of yourself, and not yet the next one. You need a witness that does not panic at the phase, that does not say, "Why aren't you full?" Or, "How long will this last?" Or, "Is this permanent?" Or, "What happened to the version I recognized?" You need the nightmare. The part of you that has pulled through every previous phase and knows, not intellectually, in the body, in the steady pull, that this one will complete too. That the arc continues, that the between is not the destination. It is the passage between one fullness and another. Tonight, she was in the waning gibbous, not her most visible phase, not her least. The phase between the full and the dark, still more light than shadow, but clearly moving toward less, clearly in a direction that was away from what she had been and towards something she could not yet fully see. She had been in this phase before, many times. The moon goes through every phase every month. She was not a stranger to this. And yet, each time the waning came, there was a moment, brief, always brief, when she looked at herself in the dark water below and felt the particular strangeness of a face that was hers, but not entirely the face she remembered. Not crisis, just the honest recognition that something was changing, that the shape she was in last month was not the shape she was in tonight. And that was true. and it was aloud. And it was the moon being the moon. The voices came from below. They always did in the waning phase. Not cruel, worried. The worried voices of people who had made arrangements based on the full moon and were unsettled by the diminishing. Is something wrong? You seem different. I miss how you used to be. When will you be yourself again? She had learned over the long centuries not to shout back. Not because she agreed with them, because shouting from a moving chariot into the dark below did nothing for anyone. The arc would complete. The phase would shift. The next fullness would come. And none of it required their understanding to happen. You have heard those voices, divine soul. Maybe from others, maybe from yourself. The voice that says, you used to be more certain. You used to know exactly who you were. You used to have a clear answer when people asked what you wanted. You used to be full. And you have been treating the waning as a problem to be solved, as something that happened to you rather than something happening in you. The drift from the roles that used to fit, the work that lost its song, the beliefs being quietly renegotiated, the version of yourself in the mirror that gave you a half-second pause. You have been treating that pause as evidence. Evidence that something is wrong, that you are losing something, that the not recognizing is a failure of your continuity. It is not. It is the waning, which is the phase that comes before the dark, which is the phase that comes before the new, which is a necessary part of the arc, and not evidence of anything except that you are in the moon and the moon changes shape. She held the silver cord, the reins in her hands, the worn, smooth places where her grip always fell. The weight of the whole chariot transmitted through those two thin lines of braided silver. She did not control what the moon looked like tonight. That was not hers to control. The shape was the shape. The waning was the waning. The between was the between. What was hers was the steering, the direction, the presence in the chariot, the willingness to keep moving through the arc, even in the phases when less of her was visible than she would have liked. The cord in her hands was the proof. She was here. She was steering. She was moving through this the way she had moved through every previous waning, with her hands on the reins and the nightmare pulling steadily, and the arc completing on its own schedule. What is yours to hold tonight, beloved? Not the shape. You don't control the shape. the waning is the waning. The between is the between. The version of yourself in the mirror is the version you are right now. And fighting it does not make it full sooner. What is yours is the cord, the direction, the willingness to stay in the chariot, even in the phases when less of you is visible. The willingness to keep moving without requiring the full moon before you agree to go. The nightmare pulled steadily. This was the thing she loved most about it. Not its beauty, though it was beautiful in the specific way that ancient, reliable things are beautiful. Not its power, though it had been pulling this chariot through all of sky since before the first story was told about either of them. The steadiness. It pulled through the full moon exactly as it pulled through the dark one. Same rhythm, same sureness, same quality of movement that said, I know where this arc goes. I have been here before. The between is part of the arc. I am not afraid of it. Pull through, pull through, pull through. This is not the moment to recognize yourself fully. This is the moment to trust the phase. She let the cord rest easier in her hands, not dropped, held more gently. The difference between guiding and gripping, between steering and trying to control the shape of the light. She was in the between. The between had its own particular light. Not the brightness of the full, not the depth of the dark. Something in between those two. A quality of illumination that did not make everything sharp and certain, but made everything strangely, quietly honest. The between light showed what the full light was too bright to reveal, and what the dark light kept hidden. The middle things, the real texture, the actual shape of the landscape below when it was neither glamorized by fullness nor obscured by absence. The between had its own light, and she was in it. And the arc was continuing. The night was more than half over. She knew by the stars, the particular positions of the ones she used as markers, the ones that told her where in the arc she was. Past the middle, moving toward the far horizon. Not arrived, but past the middle. There was something particular about that. Past the middle meant the longest part of this passage is behind you. The end is closer than the beginning. The arc is completing. Not yet complete. Completing. She held that the way you hold a truth that is not yet comfort, but is already real. Not yet a relief. Already a fact. Past the middle, beloved. You may not be able to tell from inside it. From inside the between feels total. It feels like it has always been this way, and will always be this way. And the former certainty was a different lifetime. And the next fullness is a promise you have been told, but cannot quite believe from here. The nightmare knows. That part of you that has pulled through every previous phase. The competent one. The grief one. The starting over one. The not recognizing herself one. That part knows the arc continues. It has always continued. It continued before you had language for what you were going through. It will continue through this. Trust the horse. Below the chariot, the world was sleeping. Or most of it was. There were always the ones who couldn't sleep. The worried ones. The thinking ones. The ones lying in the dark at 2 a.m, asking who they were becoming. She had seen them all her life. Every night. For as long as there had been nights. The women especially. Looking up at her from their beds with the particular look of someone who needs to know that the changing is survivable. That the between is a phase and not a permanent condition. That the waning does not mean there will be no more full moons. She had been answering that look for as long as she had been driving. Not with words, with the arc itself. By continuing to move across the sky. By showing them, night after night, that the between becomes the dark, and the dark becomes the new, and the new becomes the crescent, and the crescent becomes the gibbous, and the gibbous becomes the full, and the full becomes the waning, and the waning becomes the between, and the between becomes the dark, and it goes. It always goes. You are in the arc. The arc is continuing. The nightmare's breathing had settled into the particular rhythm it found in the second half of the journey. Deeper, more effortful, and somehow more beautiful for the effort. She could feel it through the reins, the steadiness on the other end of the cord, not slowing, deepening, moving through the hardest part of the arc with the same commitment it brought to the easy parts. She held the cord, steady, not gripping, not loose, just present, in the chariot, in the between, moving through. The most honest version of herself she could offer tonight. Not the full. Not yet. The waning gibbous in the middle of the arc, holding the cord, trusting the horse, moving through. This was whole. Let me bring you somewhere simple now. Not the chariot, not the sky, just this room, this quiet, this body that is in the middle of becoming something it cannot yet fully see. The moon changes shape every night, divine soul. It is always whole. Not recognizing yourself tonight is not evidence that you are lost. It is evidence that you are in the arc, that something is waning so that something else can come, that the between is the necessary passage between one fullness and the next, that you are Selene in the waning gibbous, holding the cord, trusting the horse, moving through. Feel the weight of your body, the shoulders, releasing the continuity performance, the chest, expanding into the honest shape of tonight, the hands, open, the cord holding hands, the steering hands, not gripping, guiding, your jaw, soft, your feet, resting, your breath, the rhythm that exists in every phase. Somewhere above you, though you cannot see it from your bed, the moon is moving. Whatever phase it is in tonight is the phase it is supposed to be in. The nightmare is pulling. The arc is continuing. The sky is holding all of it without requiring any of it to be different. And Selene, in her waning gibbous, in her between, with her silver cord and her ancient horse and the vast patient sky above her, is whole. Even in this phase, especially in this phase, because this phase is real, and the moon that is only sometimes full is still always the moon. You are still you, divine soul. Even now, especially now. Not recognizing yourself is the first sign you are becoming. The arc continues. The cord is in your hands. The nightmare knows the way. The moon changes shape. It is always whole. Not recognizing myself is the first sign I am becoming. I hold the cord. I trust the phase. The arc continues. I am in it. The moon changes shape. It is always whole. The story becomes moonlight now, becomes the silver cord warm and worn smooth from the grip of every phase she has held, becomes the sound of the nightmare pulling steadily through the between, becomes the vast, patient sky that holds all shapes equally. Selene drives on, in her between, holding her cord, trusting her horse. the arc completing on its own schedule. May the phase you are in tonight be held with the same patience the sky holds the moon. May the cord in your hands feel lighter than it did this morning. May the nightmare pull you through this between the way it has pulled through all the others. Steadily, without commentary, knowing the arc. Sleep now, divine soul. The moon is moving. The arc continues. You are in it. You are whole. Whole. Held. Home. Rest here as long as you need. The story has done its work. You don't have to hold it. You can let it go the way you let a breath go, completely, without watching where it goes. Soul Signal will be here when you return. There are more stories waiting, more nights like this one. Until then, may you dream in light. May you wake in grace. And may you always know you are the signal.